Alrighty. So I have been wanting to make this video for quite some time, actually a good while, right? So I've always wanted to talk about what makes Jin so difficult to use and to win with, right? So first off, he is a tremendously strong character. I mean, he is without a doubt top 6 in characters to use in tournaments, right? He is up there. He has everything you need, well-rounded. His right leg alone has everything you need. You know, his, like, Jin is just a monster to deal with. Great pokes, counter hit, 15 frame launcher, mix-up game, like you name it. Jin he's got it all, right? So when you put all of that into perspective, then you start to realize, whoa, Jin has all those great tools, but now I have to utilize all those tools. And that's what makes him difficult to use, because Jin, he's like a Feng Wei, where a move he has is specifically to counter a move for someone else. Whereas Kazuya, I picked him for a reason, which I'm going to get to later on. Kazuya has literally 6 or 7 moves that you only want to use with him, but those 6 or 7 moves help him in a lot of variety of the move lists in the games, in the game, right? So with Jin, right? With Jin, we'll start off with the good first, right? Actually, we'll start off with the bad first. He has a horrible range. His range is so poor, right? The only real good range move he has is while standing forward and back. I said while standing forward, while standing 2 and a back 4, right? And forward 4, right? His 4-4-3 is kind of doesn't go very far, but his range is really poor. So that aside, he has everything great going for him, and I'll show you right now. So he has a poke. I'll show you his right leg first. He has a poke, counter hit, long range, keep out long range, hop kick, double hop kick, and counter hit. Pretty much the same thing as Lee. You know, this is insane to spam and have a keep away, right? So you see how on his right leg alone, most characters would benefit so much if they had something like that, right? And then what makes him, so now I'm gonna get into what makes him difficult, right? All those utilities look awesome to use, right? And they're like, wow, like, you know, my situations are great with him then. But the problem is now you have to use all of these tools at the right time, right? As opposed to just throwing them out whenever, right? So for example, I'm gonna use Kazuya now, right? So with Jin, here, I'll say it like this. So with Jin, right? You see how you learned those, right? You still gotta learn his 10 frame Punisher. Now you gotta learn his when to use his counter hit, and that's a high. When to use his forward 4, you know. And that's not even including his pressure game, like his Zen, his excuse me, his Zens, and his laser cannon pressure. Alright, so now I'm gonna go to Kazuya. Right, and now I'm gonna show you something. This is how you play Kazuya in seconds. 10 frame Punisher, right? You have Hell Sweep. You have 4-4-3 mix up. You have Electric. You have 12 frame Punisher. You have down back 2 for another oh my god, mix up, mid mix up. Then 4-4-4 when they're on the ground for Okizeme, right? And what's the last one? Counter hit, boom, down 4-2. You literally just learned Kazuya in seconds. Those are the only moves you need to know with Kazuya, right? And someone might say, well, what about Jin? What about what you just said? You need to know, what about just this as all you need, or this, or this? And right, you can do that, right? But Jin's problem is he has so many great tools that it starts to get confusing on what is good to use and what's not good to use at the right moment. And that can be very problematic when you're, when you're in a match with him, because then you start to get mind boggled. Unless you've been playing him only for years and you know everything about the matchups, then that's a completely different story. But if you play Jin and other characters such as myself, it's very tricky to win. Even now, to this day, I still can't figure out a good playstyle for Jin. I use a lot of his moves and I shouldn't, because he's just really hard to figure out. Like with Brian, I finally was able to figure it out. Brian's the same exact way. He's very hard to use because there's a lot of great strings and a lot of utilities that are just very they have to be processed in your head, like they have to be sponged in, right? But I finally figured out a game plan for him, but with Jin I just can't seem to figure it out. So I wanted to show the simplicity, so now I want to explain. I showed how easy it is to play Kazuya, right? And someone might say, oh, well, I'll just pick Kazuya then because he's easy to use. But there's a difference. He's easy to use, but not easy to win with. There's a difference. He's simplistic, but he's not easy to win with. Right? There's a difference. Someone like Leroy, he's simplistic and easy to win with. Right? Someone like Steve, he's hard to use, extremely hard. Him and Akuma, extremely hard to use, but very easy to win with. Right? So that's where it is with Jin. And Jin is easy to win with in tournaments because of all of his utilities, but very difficult to win with when mostly in ranked matches, because also I want to talk about this to his high level of execution, right? So usually I do this, and that's my combo, right? But then I started to do oh my god, but that, hold on, I'm gonna switch this. I'm tired of Kazuya moving fucking to the side like that. Sorry, my dog's in the room, so I keep looking. But yeah, so I'm gonna show how hard his execution is, right? So his execution can be very tricky when you're doing, see, like I already messed up, when you're doing back forward 2, but I started doing this. Sorry, I just got in with Jin. Like I have not warmed up at all. at all. So, oh my fucking god. Oh my god. It's YouTube curse, I'm telling you, man. Come on. It's here, here, here. Okay. Let's try this one more time. If I don't get it, I don't care. So, but that's what I do, right? So execution is very difficult with Jin, right? And that's where a lot of people start to get hurt, because he has a heavy execution on top of knowing his poke game, on top of knowing his when to use his counter hit utility, on top of, you know, it's just a lot of things that, and with Kazuya, the simplicity, Kazuya can throw out those moves, right? Because Kazuya is very, how do you say, when he throws out those moves, he's going to get punished anyway for it, right? But with Jin, you can't throw out those moves because they're situational. And it's hard to explain, but during a match, you'll see it's very situational as opposed to when you can just throw it out, right? Like Kazuya with the Hell Sweep, it's not really situational. You can just throw it out. If they block, then that's on you. You're gonna get launched for it. But you can always just throw it out, right? And that's not to say you can't throw this out with Jin, but look how slow that comes out. You know, it's very situational when to want to throw this out. It's the exact same thing with his 443, you know, very situational because of the range, not good range, and it's kind of slow. So his down 4 poke, you can kind of chuck out, just chuck it out. You're +3, and that's very chunky damage. This kind of throw out too, but a lot of people kind of see that coming. Something else I was gonna say. I think his grab game is really good. That I'm not sure. I never really grabbed with Jin, but I'm pretty sure his grab game is really good. And then, man, there was something else I was gonna say. Oh, okay. With Jin, it's cool because you can either play like a Mishima, you can play offensively, like just a straight up bulldog, like just straight up pressure game, or you can play extremely defensive with his parry. I think it's, oh man, how do you do his parry? Shit. Man, I actually don't know how to do his parry. Fuck. That's okay. So, and as you can see, you know, this is a good 12 frame Punisher, but it's horrible range. Alright. So with Jin, you can either play defensive with his parry, you can play like a Mishima with his 50-50, right? Or you could play just straight up offensive with his poke game. Boom, his man, I forgot his strings. His this is one of the best round enders. Look how delayable that is. This too. Look at that. I just hit X. Delayable. So with Jin, you can play defensive, or offensive, or like a Mishima, right? And I didn't even talk about his electric hook fist. So his electric hook fist. Another problem with that is it's high execution, but it's also it also bounds on the first hit. So right, so now as opposed to all the other Mishimas, you know, you juggle them in the air and you do hella damage, but here you're already bounded, so now you got to do some high level execution shit to even, you know, and that's all I got with him to even remotely get a lot of damage, which you can by doing, you know, his $500 combo, but that's that's hard to do. Like, it's pretty difficult, right? And it's so funny because I see so many people that are like usurpers or vanquishers or just below red rank that have like 5,000 wins with Jin, and I'm thinking, wow, like Jin has the worst win ratio online. Like he is the worst character. Next it's him and then Yoshimitsu. That's how bad he is. Jin has a lot of losses, and understandably I could see why. I use him on ranked, and I think I have the most losses with him more than wins, as opposed to all my other characters. All my other characters I'm like above 60%, 55 to 60%, but with him I think I'm at like 42% win rate, you know? Very difficult to use. And unless you use him only, you know, it's gonna be a long road to do, you know, anything. So, oh my god, I cannot get this combo to land. I don't know why. It's really not that hard. Whoops. Oh my fucking god. Now I'm like, thank you. Like, that's all I wanted to do. It's really not that hard. So, but also that's a plus for him too. This man on the wall has crazy damage, and if you can get someone like boom, 10 frame Punisher, look at this, 51 damage, easy. Or you could do here 54. Or you could do some Okazemi type of shit like that. But yeah, I think I covered pretty much everything. Let's see what you guys are saying real quick, and then I'll head out. Gucci Lamar. Saint, what's up? David, what's up? Watching at work, glad I caught a live stream. Hey, what's up? I get what you're saying. I can't stand fighting Steve. It's hard to read his moves. Steve is, yeah, especially because he doesn't have like a low, like Kazuya has a health sweep that you can see. Right, and then Steve, like Gonryu, has a low punch, and that's hard to, you know. Same with Anna, it's hard to really see that coming. Can't stand fighting Lucky Chloe. I feel like they should have brought, yeah, Roger. That's what I said, or some other old character instead of making Lucky Chloe. Bro, I said this, and instead of Josie, they should have just brought Bruce in. You know, like, I don't understand the problem. That emoji goes. Notice something every fight game that Akuma is in, he always, yeah, Akuma in Third Strike was a monster. I use him all the time in Third Strike. Street Fighter 5 is a monster, and in this game he is too. So Akuma's just, Street Fighter 4 is a monster. Like, yeah, Akuma's always his top. He's just like Steve, always in the top no matter what. And they'll never like have him not in the top. So, but yes, I agree with you. I said in season 4 they should have brought Roger Jr., Jinpachi, June, Kazama, and Angel. But, you know, developers are fucking stupid low-key, so for not doing that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed a little quick video on why Jin is hard to win with. Very strong character. I do not want to make it seem like he's not a strong character. He is, without a doubt, one of the strongest in the game. Just extremely technical to just very technical. But I might go on tonight and do Brian stream. I'm not sure, but we'll see about that. They could have brought in Ogre. That would have been cool. Ogre would have been live. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. I might stream Brian tonight. But we'll see, alright? Only because I got work in the morning, so I'm not sure, but we'll see, alright? Peace.